12 copies.
Okay. Okay, Keith. The Village of Lincoln Heights regular council meeting is now in session. Today's date is Monday, March 28th, 2022. The time is now 7:37. Roll call.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Present.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Present.
Councilman Durance Daniels. No response. Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Present.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Present.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Present.
Mayor, we have 6 who are present, 1 who is absent. We do have a quorum.
The prayer will be given by Vice Mayor Stinson.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you for allowing us to be in this building tonight, Father God. We'd like to ask that you watch over the residents of the Village of Lincoln Heights, watch over this village council, all those that are in attendance, Father God. We'd like to ask that you watch over us and keep us safe and allow us to make good decisions for the Village of Lincoln Heights. We ask these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance. Motion order for acceptance of the agenda.
Motion. Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion order for filing of the journal for Committee of the Whole meeting minutes from February 28th and regular council meeting minutes from regular 28th, both with necessary corrections if needed.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any nays? Ayes have it. Announcements. Councilwoman Childs Jeter?
None
Okay,
at this time.
okay. Councilwoman Baber?
No announcements, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Tanya Key?
Thank you, Mayor. We would like to let the residents know that on Saturday, April 23rd, 2022, here at Village Hall, from 12 noon until 1:30 in the afternoon, the Economic Development Committee will be hosting an open house or open forum to discuss the land use strategy. We'd like all residents who are interested to come out, ask your questions, see the information that's being proposed. We will have additional communications coming out to the residents with the additional information. If you have any questions or you need to communicate or speak to me as the Economic Development Chair, please contact Ms. Lisa Randolph at 513-733-5900, and she will make sure I get that information. Extension 4. Thank you.
Thank you. Any announcement, Vice Mayor Stinson, for you?
I have no announcements, thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. I'd just like to announce that St. Simon's is still having fish fries through April 15th, on Fridays from 12 to 7. The Valley Pantry resumes starting this Saturday, April 2nd, at Lincoln Heights Baptist, the usual 9 to 11. There is also a mobile pantry that is held every Monday from 10 to 12 in Oak Park.
Okay. Ms. Mitchell, for anyone that wants to volunteer, what time would they need to be there? Or do you need volunteers?
Yes, they need to be there between 7:30 and 8
Okay, thank
at
you.
Lincoln Heights Baptist.
All right.
Ask her a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Mitchell, what was the days for the Oak Park mobile pantry?
Every Monday,
Thank you.
10 to 12.
Okay. You said 10 to 12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. All right. Any announcements for you, Village Manager Paldro?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I just want to announce that this Wednesday at 10 o'clock is the groundbreaking for the new Jackson Street homes. So all are welcome to that. And then on Sunday, April 3rd, is the open house of 868 Jackson, and that's from 12 to 2. And the Lincoln Heights Alumni Scholarship Fund, their applications are out. So they are due back on April 29th.
All right, thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to say I will not be able to attend the Wednesday event because I have a class at that time.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I have a question about the applications.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have copies of the scholarship information here at the village?
Yes, we have about 5 copies on file here.
Okay. All right, if there's nothing further, I don't have any announcements. We'll go straight into our invitee, Mr. Tom Carroll from the Village Manager for the Village of Silverton. Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to speak first, but I'm going to do this first for you, okay? So you can come up. Carroll has been very instrumental to the Village of Lincoln Heights for quite a couple of years now. I'm going to say since 2017, 18. Okay, and he has been very instrumental in helping us to apply for grant opportunities for the Village of Lincoln Heights. But this year, he has really went over and beyond to help support us to get us where we need to be. But we're so thankful, and we just wanted to give you just a token of our love, our support. Mr. Carroll, he'll be able to speak once I'm finished. He's going to greener pastures.
Don't say that.
He's leaving the Village of Silverton, but we wanted to give you a token. And I'm not going to drop it. I can do a clumsy, but I'm not going to drop it. But I did want to read to you what it says. Thomas Carroll, we graciously thank you for your supportive efforts and partnership to revitalize our community, presented here from the Village of Lincoln Heights, March 28, 2022. And we just want to thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, but you're welcome. So before you speak, I did want to, I would like for council, I know they all would like to say something to you. I don't want to do all the talking.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Y'all take your mask off
Oh,
for
yeah.
1 minute.
We're gonna hold our breath.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so Council, y'all got the floor.
Well, I wanted to thank you for your service and for just coming out and doing such a great job with us in the midst of what we were going through. God sent you along. So, once again, thank you for your service. And we will miss you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. I know we spent some time together talking and learning from you. It was invaluable information that you shared with us. And, you know, from the bottom of our heart, we do want to say thank you. It is hurting. It is going to hurt that you're leaving this region. But we know that, you know, you're a phone call away, and we can continue to, you know, talk to you and learn from you, because you do have a wealth of knowledge. And thank you for working with our village manager and her, you know, her initial year, and helping support the work that we're doing, and helping us be able to talk about what it is that we're doing here and who we are as a community. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
I want to thank you for your, I figured you already told him thank you when you gave him that.
No, I wasn't saying nothing. I had noticed that Councilwoman Baber was waving her hand.
No,
She's being
I said
shy.
thank you. No, I was
She's being shy today. Okay.
Protocol, I'm sorry. Mr. Carroll, I want to thank you for your kindness, because it takes a kind person to step up to the plate and say, I'm willing to help somebody for nothing. And that's what I want to thank you for your kindness and your generosity and helping out Ms. Powdrill in the village. Whoever's getting you, they getting a gem.
Well, everybody has said just about everything, Tom, but I remember meeting you years ago over at Silverton, and I think Mayor Smith stayed on because of you. I thought there was a time that he wasn't going to run, but he did, and I think it was because of the relationship that you had developed with him and in the village. And I think since the first time I started going to the first suburb meetings there at Silverton, and you had all these statistics about Lincoln Heights. And I was like, what? Where'd he get all this from? I don't even know all this. So you've always had that interest. And so as a public administrator, you know, it shows. It's not just for your community. When we talk about mutual aid, you are the epitome of mutual aid. Correct. So thank you.
Yes.
Tom, I can't thank you enough. Someone who had no experience in being in government at this level, you embraced me and you poured into me just freely. So I am so happy for you, and I'm happy for all the other people that will get to experience what I got to experience in a way that was freeing, and you genuinely gave it, and you taught me so much more about doing this work, as well as about the village of Lincoln Heights and the why. And so I so appreciate all that you have done. You have been that angel that I needed in this process, so thank you.
Ms. Donna Pope?
Okay, I would just like to say thank you so much. Again, when I was appointed interim village manager, you were always there, willing to help me with whatever questions I had. So I really do appreciate that. And you're going to be truly missed.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Yeah. Mayor and council, thank you so much for all these kind words. This is, for me, this is a career highlight. I don't think it will get any better than this this evening. So thank you sincerely for this. And what a pleasure it's been to get to work with you as a volunteer and to support Joyce. And I've learned so much. And I mean that. My whole experience is enriched and deepened by my friendships in Lincoln Heights and with you, and especially my dear colleague Joyce. It's rare. I don't know of many people in the city management profession who develop a friendship and collegial relationship like I have with Joyce. She is an amazing mentor and teacher and friend to me. I have learned so much. We have shared so many tough conversations, and we've given each other grace and patience. And I'm just I'm going to be a phone call away, and she's going to have me on the speed dial, and I'm going to have her on the speed dial, because there's going to be some times where we'll need to consult with each other. I'm moving to Cambridge, Maryland, which is a community of about 12,000 on the eastern shore of Maryland. So it's about 2 hours from D.C., which is where my daughter is, and my wife and I have determined she's not coming back, so we better go. We're going to see her as she starts her career. It's a community a lot like Silverton, demographically and racially. It's about 42% black, 42% white, and the rest growing Hispanic population, and so it's got a lot of similarities to Silverton. A slightly higher poverty rate, so there's more issues to work on, economic development and job creation there. But I'm super excited about that chance. And I carry with me the experiences I've gained in Silverton, but in the experiences I've gained working with you in Lincoln Heights. I am excited to come back, which we will every year, to see the progress you make. I will be in the village once a year to watch what you all, my friends, accomplish. I am tremendously hopeful that the village of Lincoln Heights' best days are before you. You have great leadership, yourself, as well as my dear friend and colleague with Joyce. So thank you. This is incredibly valuable and meaningful to me. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Best wishes. Right. So as the agenda lists, the hearing from the residents, we don't have any today, but I know the weather's getting warmer, so hopefully we will be seeing our residents. We invite them to always come, not to our regular council meetings, but also to our committee meetings. So we're looking forward to our residents to start coming back in to visit and see what's going on. So I'm looking forward to seeing some residents come April 23rd as well. Okay, we're going to go straight into the regular agenda. Communications to council from the clerk of council, Lisa
Mayor,
Randolph.
I'm sorry. Mayor, at this time, I don't have anything.
Okay, you don't have anything. All right. Okay. All right, so I have communications from me. The Lincoln Heights Mayor's Court monthly report for February 2022. Total to the state, $554. Total area fines to external agencies, 0. Total to other entities, including restitution, $21. Total bonds forfeited to the village, 0. Total to village, including miscellaneous receipts, adjustments, and BA fees, $3,873. Total to be dispersed, $4,448. Also included in the packet is the bank reconciliation. Any questions? Also, the mayor's court at glance, so you'll be able to see how much money is generated on a monthly basis. That I would like to thank our clerk of court, Vicki Bowers, for providing us. Are there any questions? Are there any no questions? Motion to accept the monthly mayor's court report. Motion. It's been moved in second. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Okay. All right. Okay.
Hey, Mayor,
I think we have something I'm missing on here, the village managers. Yes, ma'am.
Madam Mayor, I do have a report. It was delayed getting to the clerk.
Okay.
But I can just really go through just a few highlights of, and I think the more salient, important things that the council needs to know, or the community as a whole needs to know. It's official. The Reds announced a press release last week of, not the Reds, but the Community Makeover team, which includes the Cincinnati Reds, P&G, Cincinnati Zoo, Children's Hospital, GE Aviation. I am so excited about what they're going to do in the village. We have meetings every other week to discuss some of the projects that they'll be working on. Once we talk about Memorial Field, Serenity Park, beautification throughout the village, and an exciting surprise for all of the residents of Lincoln Heights. We've already talked about the land use study, which is April forum to be held on April 23rd. We can not say it anymore, so hopefully that it will resonate with the residents and they will come out and participate in the land use study. The contracts for the community Wi-Fi is in its last stage. I think Mr. Desai will probably agree. It's always that indemnity clause that people get hung up on, and we're working through that. There's a delay in some supplies and shipment, and we're also working through that. The PowerNet is trying to work and source those pieces of equipment we need for phase 1, and I will follow up more, give you more information as we go through. In your packet, before we get there, we did rebid the project for Memorial Field for the ADA access. We do have a contractor selected. The contractor is Alpha Construction, and we will begin our pre-construction meetings this week. You all received information about the resolution to request Princeton an easement, and it looks like they're amenable to doing that. We also received official notification from the Cincinnati Regional Business Committee that the Ohio Capital Budget Prioritization Task Force has recommended $600,000 for a new concession stand for Memorial Field. And the recommendation will go to Governor DeWine to make a final decision on that, and we should know by the end of the spring. Collaboration continues with the Port Authority. You have in your packet the resolution that we want to move forward with to have the port be a fiduciary agent for additional funds for home improvement grants to the residents. And still waiting to hear back from the Community Impact Grant. I believe no news is good news, so we'll hear. The one thing that I did not include in my report is the housing study. I will modify my report and include that and give that to Lisa. But the housing study is that funding, well, it's not really funding. We were just given the opportunity to have the local Community Building Institute and LISC, which stands for Local Initiative Support Corporation, which is a national corporation, but the local organization is partnering with the Community Building Institute to assist us in understanding our housing. We will use that information or study to help us shape how we move forward in doing housing development in the village. They will do some interviews for the residents to share how they perceive the housing is in Lincoln Heights, and we will choose a wide variety of people to give input on that. And we'll share the final results when we are complete with that. The final thing is to share with you, I sent an email that on April 11th, if you are interested in getting your headshot, we will do that prior to the council meeting or the committee of the whole. Just send me an email saying yes or no, and then I'll make sure that happens for you. But we have engaged a photographer, so our photographer will be there Wednesday. They will be there on the 23rd to take pictures so we can begin to start sharing the stories in the quarterly newsletter.
We have a professional photographer. You decided to go in a different direction?
Yes.
Is there any reason for that?
I think to have the body of, to be able to create the body of pictures that that we want in a central location. There's a challenge of getting the pictures. And so I wanted to make sure we have somebody on call whatever event it is that we have, and to help build our body of work and update the website.
Yeah, I'm still confused why you couldn't use the person that's already here. Still.
That was my choice
that-
to
yeah.
use an outside.
Well, yeah, I got it with your choice. I understand it about being your choice, but if you have people that are qualified to do that, then you go outside to seek someone else, I think should be reconsidered. But that is your choice.
Mhm.
You know, I too am a professional photographer. You know, so that kind of gets to me right here when you're not using the resources that you have available. Not that I wanted to do it. I probably wouldn't do it. I did most of the pictures in the past, especially those that were listed on Children's Hospital website. That's just me.
Okay, thank you. And then my final announcement is, you all heard Tom Carroll said his goodbye. There is going to be an open house for him on Thursday, April 7th at Silverton's Town Hall building from 5 to 7.
Okay, any other questions for the village manager regarding her reports?
Yes, ma'am, I have some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm curious, Manager Cowgill, with the, so the Community Impact Grant, I thought was, well, maybe, I thought it was going to be something that was going to be used for consultants or something that you wanted to do with the, when we went over to UAN. You know what I'm saying? But here you're saying that you're looking to use some of the funds towards Memorial Park. So I'm kind of confused.
With the Community Impact Grant, it's $1 million on the table. There's an opportunity to use it in all of the areas that we're working on. And as you see in the beginning of the summary of it, I chose to focus on the things that we're already working on and the momentum. So I chose to include something for every piece of work that we're working on. So that's Memorial Field, that's the home improvement program, that is finding a way to do what we need to do for the Lincoln Heights Lincoln Heights High School, the consultants to help help us with the transition from UAN, to help us with some personnel, get us organized in that area. So it includes everything that most of the stuff that we've been talking about. So I stayed focused in the areas that we already have the momentum and working on.
Okay, so the total estimated budget is 550, right? 550K. But there's other places where there's no budget amount, so.
So with this grant, and you probably weren't there as the preliminary conversation, you didn't necessarily need to put a dollar amount. It's always negotiated once they come back and say, hey, we like your projects, let's talk more about what the funding looks like.
Okay.
And I have had those conversations with them. It doesn't necessarily mean I had to have a dollar amount. We we negotiate through that together.
Okay. My other question is on the community makeover.
Mm-hmm.
So when, who makes the decision as to what is done? The community the Reds Community Fund individuals say, this is what we think we ought to put here? Does it come back to us and the community to say, we like that, we don't like that? How does that work?
So we're all working as a team, and they're investing their own personal dollars into the project. I think in general, we've always talked about we're using the fund for Memorial Field, Serenity Park, and they're also helping us to beautify throughout the village. And even in front of the village, we had a meeting today to talk about how do we reimagine the beginning of the building, from power washing, painting, taking up shrubbery, and teaching our staff how to maintain that. So we as a group, the community makeover team, which I'm a part of, and as Charlie and Mike Fry said, they depend on me. They come to me when they talk about what they'd like to do and what they have the capabilities and are willing to do. It is their decision.
Okay. So
Hold on, Ms. Mitchell, let me get an opportunity for a couple of other council members.
So you're gonna come back to me, because I wanted to finish
Yeah, I
that
just
part.
want to, yeah,
Okay.
because you had like 3 questions, so I want to give an opportunity for other council members if they have questions as well. Nothing on this side?
No, it's her choice, so whatever it is. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Vice Mayor, anything? All right. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Mitchell.
So, and I understand you being on the team, but I just want to make sure, especially when it comes to Memorial Field and Serenity Park, I know that the basketball court's not included, but that your vision should be our vision, you know, and not that your vision is not good. I may not know what your vision actually is, what you see for Serenity Park, but I just want to make sure that you are also taking in what we may want to see based on what we've been striving for many years, and gladly that the Community Makeover team has finally come to Lincoln Heights. So that was my concern. I know we don't have anything to do with what they do at Lincoln Heights Elementary School or at the health center, but I just want to make sure that, and I understand it's their money and it's their investment, but I would hope that it would be investing in what we would want as well as to what they think we ought to have. You know, that's.
And I just want to, Madam Mayor, may I?
Yes,
I
go
just want to
ahead.
be clear about how this works. It was not with that they ignored the basketball court. It's the resources that they have.
Okay.
And that they can, so that was not on the table. This energy with Memorial Field, that's where they're investing, where they have the opportunity and the relationships to leverage to make improvements. So that's why, it's not like Joyce is just making all of these decisions. It's what they have, they're able to leverage and invest into the village.
Okay.
Vice Mayor Stinson?
I thought, didn't they talk to others in the community to see what the community wanted before they just started doing things? They didn't, right? Because I remember they talked to other people, right? They got the community input on things, right?
So, Vice Mayor, so the other community members is like St. Monica, Lincoln Heights Outreach, the Healthcare Connection, and man, you would be amazed about what they're going to be doing for Lincoln Heights Elementary. And you know, I even reached out and say, hey, I want when the residents of Lincoln Heights come into the community, I want them to feel like this is home. And so the botanical gardens of the Cincinnati Zoo came out. They've been out here twice and looking around at how that they can help us design and just flowers. And we've talked about the beautification day. We picked out a day, which is June 11th, to have our spring cleanup. They're coming out, they're gonna help us plan and do all those things. So it's a ton of stuff that they're willing to do, but what they're doing is leveraging their existing relationship and internal resources to pour into the village of Lincoln Heights.
I did want to mention, when we first got the grants for NatureWorks grant and the other grant opportunities when we met down at the back part of the old YMCA, that the residents did come out and attend, and we start talking with the engineers actually and the residents was there, you know, talking about what they would like to see. We did have it on a, I'm gonna say it was on a Saturday. It was kind of cold, so I'm thinking it was the beginning. Yeah, it was kind of cold out, but we did do that part. And I just wanted to mention that the residents did come, but they did something that Mr. Charlie Fry mentioned, that they're wanting to come back and engage with the residents to talk about what they would like. We talked about the volunteers as far as church groups. And the residents wanting to help volunteer. And depending on what it entails, I'm sorry about that. It depends on what it entails. Oh, Lord. It depends on what it entails, whether or not the project would allow for residents to do. So I just wanted to mention that out, that we are going to make sure that the residents are a part of that, and they did have a meeting with the residents. But I see Ms. Mitchell's point also, to continue to have ongoing conversations with the residents as well. And that's all I wanted to add to that. There is anything else on your report?
My last question is about the OPWC. What was it that we missed, or that we could have done, or what we have to look for next time to get to get those extra points?
I think twofold, that's a good question. Twofold is the percentage. We didn't
Of
do
what
the.
we pay.
So if we can create an environment where we can afford to do the 50-50, the way we're negotiating a grant, as well as getting extra points. And that's what we're trying to negotiate through with that, so that we can continue over a 5-year plan to have a plan of what roads that we're going to be working on.
So that would mean maybe putting a road in that's worse than what we submitted.
I think
the
we did.
condition of the street.
The roads that we submitted, which they cut off was 12, we were 13. That was the worst one, and I think that was it Van? Excuse me, what street was the worst street? Was it Van Buren?
No, it was Douglas and Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, it was Chamberlain. Yeah,
Okay.
Chamberlain,
Yeah.
yes.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, motion to, anything else, Ms. Palgero, on your report?
Thank you for asking. No, that's it, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing further, is there a motion to accept the village manager's monthly report?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any nays? Ayes have it. Okay, is there any old business?
Mayor, no old business, but I do have my report because I wasn't here on the 14th.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
This is the finance report for February. It states that this is for February 22nd, our meeting date, and this is for January. The minutes for January 22 were accepted. The items discussed included the role of consultants in reviewing our various financial policies and procedures, membership fees to be paid, items for travel budget, recreation being a separate fund, the village-owned properties having assessments, staff needs, i.e. the administrative assistant or receptionist, the $60,000 debt for the various vehicles. Finance members were asked to submit their goals for 2022. The manager was to have a perpetual calendar. We inquired about the newsletter, and it was stated that the residents will receive a newsletter quarterly or twice a year. The e-newsletters will be sent to centers of influence, giving updates on our economic development projects. We're still utilizing U.S. Bank and First Financial. We should solely be with that should say First Financial by next month, which would mean March. The beginning bank balance, and that should say on January instead of December, was $1,801,946. The January month-to-date revenue was $163,247. The January month-to-date expenses were $163,865. Our ending bank balance for January was $1,871,823. We had outstanding checks of approximately $180,000. And again, that should say December. Reconciled bank balance was $1,692,231. The tax revenue for January was $92,087. The action items for the manager or the finance director for the following month, which would have been March, provide a list of paid memberships, give information on travel requirements be provided to all of us, a list of our properties with tax payments, list of all businesses and their business license status, provide spreadsheet of CARES and that should say ARPA funds and all procured items. Recommendations, committee recommends council accept the January financial narrative. The committee recommended passage of the following motion by Councilwoman Childs Jeter and second by Chair Mitchell. The village is to seek temporarily employment of a full-time person for the position of administrative assistant. That's my report for March.
Are there any questions regarding the finance report for February 2022?
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question about the, and maybe it's just, maybe a typo, but help me understand, Ms. Mitchell, the finance statement, you gave 1.8 million, you have revenue of 163,000, expenses 163,000, but the ending is at 1.87. Am I looking at the numbers wrong?
That's the January ending balance, but then the reconciled balance.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, thank
Then
you.
you take off
So
the
you take out the outstanding checks.
uh-huh.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that we understand the numbers.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
And then, Madam Mayor, just one more question. And maybe this is a matter of procedures. If we accept the report, are we also saying that we accept the recommendations that are highlighted?
Well, I think you can accept the report. You can accept the report for the finances, but if you say accept and concur, is that right, Mr. Desai? That means you accept the other things as well.
Right. So my personal take on this is that whether council accepts the report or not, the report is the report.
Okay.
So, you know, sometimes we do things historically, and I try not to change things that, you know, people are used to doing, but I have over the years mentioned that it's really not necessary to make a motion to accept the report. The report stands regardless of whether it's accepted or not. If council would like to continue that practice, there's no harm in doing it. And you do want to make sure that it's noted you're accepting the report for an informational standpoint, but not in terms of the action items, the recommendations. I would just so state that.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
okay. So is there a motion to accept the report for informational purposes only?
Motion.
Second.
Been moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, ayes have it. Okay, any other old business before we move to new business? Okay, then we'll go straight into new business. Motion order for the first reading of resolution number 2022 R9, resolution authorizing the authorizing the manager to obtain a parking easement from Princeton City School District. Your second?
Second.
It's been moved in second to read by title only of resolution 22 R9. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Daniels. No response. Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 aye votes, 1 absent. The motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2022-R-9. Resolution authorizing the manager to obtain a parking easement from Princeton City School District.
Motion in order to suspend the rules of Resolution 2022-R9.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 abstention, and Councilman Durant Daniels is not present. So the motion does pass.
Okay, thank you. Motion for passage of Resolution 2022-R9.
Motion.
Second.
Been moved in second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 abstention. The motion does pass.
Looks like there's an emergency clause. Motion in order for emergency clause of Resolution Number 2022-R9.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 abstention. The motion does pass.
Motion in order for Resolution Number 2022-R10, resolution authorizing the Port Authority of Greater Cincinnati Development Authority and its managed entities to apply to the First Financial Foundation for funds on behalf of the Village of Lincoln Heights. What's your pleasure?
Motion to read by title only.
Second.
It's been moved in second to read by title only of Resolution R10. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2022-R-10, resolution authorizing the Port Authority of Greater Cincinnati Development Authority and its managed entities to apply to the First Financial Foundation for funds on behalf of the Village of Lincoln Heights.
Any question? If there are no questions, motion to, tongue-tied, y'all. I think it's these masks. Motion to suspend the rules of Resolution 2022-R10.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 abstention. The motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
No.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 4 aye votes, 1 abstention, and 1 nay. The motion does not pass? It passes? I'm sorry, the motion does pass.
Yes, can't do the emergency clause. Should I go further? Okay. Let's go for motion for the emergency clause of resolution number 22 R10.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
No.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 4 aye votes, 1 nay, and 1 abstention. The motion does not pass.
Okay. So that means that it will be 30 days before it goes in effect. Okay. All right. Next will be motion in order for the first reading of resolution number 2022 R11, resolution authorizing a merit pay increase for Finance Director Donna Pope.
Motion to read by title only.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, resolution number 2022-R-11, resolution authorizing a merit pay increase for Finance Director Donna Pope.
Is there any questions? If there are no questions, motion to suspend the rules of resolution 2022 R11.
Motion.
Second.
Been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass.
Motion to accept the emergency clause.
Second.
Moved in second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass.
It's this one. We gotta work 30 days.
All right, we're just gonna go straight into, is there any miscellaneous business?
Madam Mayor, I have some miscellaneous business.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And received a call from a resident, and they were complaining about the condition of the village. And she gave me permission to use her name, and that is Miss Carol Winters. She drives through the neighborhood, and she see that there are some things that are increasingly getting worse, and wanted to know what is council doing about that? What I explained to her was that she would have to talk to the manager because this council member has no power. That I have tried to discuss the code enforcement that is not taking place, and that our person in place is dealing with community engagement. So I don't know what our next step is, but I agree with her.
Councilwoman Charles Jeter, has she reached out, left a message or anything like that?
Well, she reached out to me, and I think her next person probably was Miss Mitchell, and she was going to go around. But I said to her she needs to check with the person who can help with that. I could not.
Okay, so do you know if she's gonna reach out? You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay.
She called me and had a lengthy conversation about something on Lindy, something down on Schumacher, I think she said. And we talked about the house on Prairie. And I said to her, we had a safety committee meeting where we did invite the code enforcer in. Talked about what's on Adams Street. She's been riding up and down. And of course, we talked about that apartment down there on the corner, the house next to it, the apartment next to it, and the house across the street. And there was another area, so I can't remember all because I didn't jot them down. So what I said is that we are building houses in here, she said, but we're not cleaning up the neighborhood. Okay. Building new construction is a wonderful thing, but if we want people to move in, we need to clean up the neighborhood. She also talked about the area that where she lives, yeah. And there doesn't seem to be any kind of enforcement as to what we can and cannot do. Yeah. So that was one person. Another person called, and I said the same thing to them. I will not use their name because they didn't give me permission to do that. But they're talking about what's going on in the neighborhood. They did receive the half sheets of flyers explaining about what the Reds are going to do out here. She wanted to know what we're going to do out here. Yeah. So just wanted to let you know.
Okay. I do have a question though. So as far as the Ms. Winters, is she wanting the village manager to call her? Is she offering to give her a number to give the village manager opportunity to call her?
Mayor, that's all we talked about.
Okay. All right.
You know, when the citizens call you, when the community call you, they expect for us as the government's piece of it to take care of it. Not understanding that there is a manager here that they can do that with, but they don't want to call the manager. They want us to take care of it most of the time. Most of the time. Some people you tell to call down here, they will do that or come. But the office must be a friendly environment so that they will come back. There's a person on Bird Street that would call me all the time, but she would never come down. I would pass the information on so that she would not take the information out to other folks and talk about what we're not doing. As council, they expect for us to make some changes here. It's not about the manager being in charge of the community. It's about us maybe taking it to the manager and then the manager take care of it. But they want to know why they voted for us. Why did they vote for us and we have limited power? I get these calls. And I'm sure other ones around the table get the calls. There are things that I'm not aware of, but the community bring it to me. I'm not asking for this information, but they feel comfortable in coming to me and talking to me about it. But at this point, I feel I have zero power.
Okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Jeter, for being the voice of the people and giving that information out. I do hope that moving forward, that we'll be able to get that information to the village manager to allow her to do her job, as well as to reach out to the concerns through code enforcement or whatever it may be. So I do want to thank you for that. Is there any other miscellaneous business?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
So I just have to piggyback off of what Ms. Jeter said. So I do talk to Ms. Winters, and I think one of the things that we may need our code enforcer to do, and I'll put it in the email, is that even in the villas, who is it, Republic? Republic is their waste provider. They don't always pick up mattresses and things like that. So we need, or they need to understand, we all need to understand, what is Republic's responsibility. I know people sometimes think that the villas is private. They don't use Rumpke, and so POA pays that bill or what have you. But when they put out a mattress, they don't pick it up. It's wrapped up, Ms. Winters in particular. So, you know, we need to find out what our jurisdiction is with the villas and Republic and POA, what that whole relationship is, so that when people are dumping stuff and they're not moving it, they have it wrapped up correctly. And I don't think they should charge them $90 to move it. You know, they're not aware of why that's the case. So we need to know what those are, because there are parking violations on Villa Circle as well. I don't know, I mean, we may not own Villa Circle, but are they supposed to park where if there's a yellow, if the curb is painted yellow, you're not supposed to park there, but people do. You know, so those are some of the other complaints that I do get from Ms. Winters. I do think we need to look at what our plan is. What is the code enforcement plan? You know, what are we going to focus on? I think that is key, so that we can begin to say that. I know in the report it talked about towing cars, but how often is that going to happen? Because there are many cars as you go up Chicago, and some of them look bad. So it seems like we don't have a plan, and we can't actually answer them, but to say, okay, I'll let it be known. And Ms. Jeter is right. They just feel comfortable talking to a council person rather than calling down, even though we say, okay, call. So, but I'm willing to fill out the form that we talked about that's online to see how that works. With all that being said, I'd like to get a copy of his soft letter that he sends out. If I can get a copy of that, I appreciate it.
Well,
Madam Mayor?
Mrs.
Well, I did want to allow Ms. Powdra, if she wanted to respond to both of your
Well,
comments, if that's okay.
can I add to that so she can respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because the last safety committee meeting, the code enforcer came out. And according to what she sent to Mrs. Randolph, we were satisfied. When I saw that, I said, satisfied with what? There you go.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Powdry.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Satisfied, meaning he satisfied the request that council asked, which was for him to attend the council meeting quarterly. That was the motion. What you will see in my report is that I've asked the code enforcer to provide a day-to-day activity. He will share that on the safety meetings when he is not available, and she'll get a summary report each quarter. The motion asks for him to attend the safety meeting each quarter. I have been here over a year. I'm constantly here. I think it's unfair to me as a village manager that I'm constantly hearing people are calling me. I think it's fair to me if you could give me a name and a phone number, I will call that person. I think I'm a pretty responsive and approachable person. I can react to those questions, but not once has one person called me and said, well, I spoke to a council person and they told me to call you. She called me and Vice Mayor, and what did I do? What did I do?
But I hope that she would have said that I told her to call.
She did tell, and guess where she was calling? She was calling Don Mercer at a number. That was the.
And when she got you, it got taken care of.
It got taken care of. So and far as me and what I'm getting, I talked to a resident today that they say they have never seen the village look as good as it has been in recent years. And she appreciates coming in and not being pissed off when she sees something that she can't, that is a sofa or furniture out or something like that. So I think I appreciate the code enforcer's approach. Let me say that first. It's a conversation. Sometimes people just don't know, and we need to give them grace and help them to understand. And that's a process. And I think people in the community, as far as feedback that I am getting, is that they appreciate that. Once they know more, they do better if they understand. So I don't have a problem in sharing what the code enforcer is doing day to day. That has never been an issue. But if I don't know, if they don't communicate with me, I think I'm pretty accessible. My voicemail message goes direct to an email. Everybody that calls, I either forward it to Department of Public Works or the code enforcer, or I respond myself. So it would be helpful to me if you just give me their name and their phone number, concern, or they use the website to voice a concern. And we do get some of those concerns from the website. So thank you for bringing that to me. I appreciate that. I like knowing, I know I'm not perfect and my staff is not perfect, but they are trying, they are working hard. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Powdry.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
just as another voice, we're all elected officials to speak for the people. We've all been elected to that position. I get lots of calls, like it's already been said. I get more calls about we're happy that we are starting to move forward. I don't think any of us, and I'm only speaking for myself, we are not where we want to be, but we are moving towards that. And I believe that residents can appreciate that, but I also know that there's some residents that, are saying we should be doing more. And so I'm not, sliding one side over the other, but I am saying that we have lots of residents who are saying, thank you. We know it's hard work. It is not easy. One member of council cannot make any moves. We need a collective body to be able to make moves. And so although I appreciate the conversation that's happening here, I also want to be sure to highlight that there are lots of residents, whether they are here, whether they have gone on, want to come back here. There are residents who want to come back here and live in the village of Lincoln Heights. They want to be impactful. We have to find a way, we have to find a balance to be able to communicate to all residents so that all residents' voices are heard. A lot of times we always say the squeaky wheel gets the oil. We all, it's a lot of dissension or what have you. That's comments that'll come, whether it's from this body or whether it's from residents. But we also have to find a way to elevate the voice of the residents that are happy with the direction in which we're going. So I just wanted to be able to share that. Yes, we get both sides of the fence. We get them all. But let's be fair and let's be honest. When we hear residents who are happy with the direction in which we're going and not just go to, okay, I got to work on this, I got to fix this issue. Let's balance these things out because we are moving. I believe this is a great group of people to work with as elected officials. We all have our own ideas in which direction we want to go, but we have to give it some time. It didn't get like this overnight. It's not going to change overnight, but we are working towards that change and a better community for our residents and ourselves.
Thank you, Councilwoman Key. I appreciate that. And yeah, we are some good folks around this table, and we all have our passions. I agree with you. So I'm looking forward to us moving this village forward with all our ideas being collective, and for all of us we all got to be patient, but we know that we're going to have those moments where we agree to disagree. So if there's nothing further.
Are we gonna clean the neighborhood up?
Okay. All right, if there's nothing further, is there a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second.
Then moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, have a good night.